Greetings, Guardians. It's been some time, to say the least, and while my position may not be as reputable as it once was, may my words entertain you, at least for a little while. Today, the question I propose isn't one mired in contradictions or half-truths, but rather a question of seeming simplicity. More or less a question of your ideals, what you believe. What is the light? Many of these topics follow the same flow, a similar architecture, right? Heavy use of vernacular attempting to appeal to your emotion to dignify some type of response. Whether negative or positive, the idea is to fan the flames of passion, specifically your passion. And while my position is never to pit you against me, or worse, you against your fellow Guardian, passion is a must. You see, without passion, the words you write, the thoughts you speak, the desires you act upon are protected from the unpredictability of allowing emotion to take control. It's a dangerous path to walk down, an uncontrollable one, to be sure. It's like a wild roller coaster with an endpoint of potential destruction. So what do? We lock it away. Some of us throw away the key, stating that they would never act upon their vile base. They vilify passion, remove their emotions from the equation of decision-making, and make passion an afterthought in their ongoing affairs. But your emotions are always a subtle motivator. They unconsciously push you in a direction you might not be aware of. You may be questioning, what does this have to do with the light? How do passions and emotions relate? Well, the warlock Ulan-Tan theorized that light and dark exist in some form of symmetry. Think opposite sides of the same coin. So for there to be darkness, there must also be light. But Ulan-Tan's theories share the concept of good and evil, which has existed well before the arrival of the traveler, as old Earth creation myths and religious texts have all told tales of a greater evil battling some benevolent good, with humanity having the ability to act for either cause. A question I would propose. Are good and evil simply another form of light and dark? Ulan-Tan believed that the light and dark came about at the spark of life, some untold billions of years ago across the ever-expanding universe. So by his summary, it is possible that what we see as the good and evil actions from our past were the precursors to the grand war of light and dark we fight now. To summarize, it's the philosophical standpoint of dualism. And while we apply the concept here in simple terms, it does help explain Ulan-Tan's theory. The core problem is that light and dark are in a way the same form of energy. They just happen to be opposites. But this is the issue. When you think opposites, you think of things, objects, or individuals that cannot exist on the same plane. They cannot be related. For now, separate yourselves from the solid foundation Ulan-Tan has provided. After all, the dead should remain buried with all their trinkets and all their rings. Now, what if the light and dark are ultimately the same thing, the same form of energy or presence, and that its shape or perhaps allegiance changes based upon the wielder? That actions of unbridled passion and love can manifest this energy into light, or that emotions of depravity and sadness can formulate the dark. It would explain why Guardians are capable of such great feats of sacrifice as seen in the Battle of Twilight Gap, or indescribable sadness, ego, and ambition in the sorrowful saga of Dredgen Yor. But we also know light can take on physical forms, truly impressive displays of raw power focused through the will of a Guardian. It is, after all, what fuels your void bombs, your hammers of ash and sunder, and your blades of lightning. These abilities would not be seen without the infusion of energy given to you by the traveler. Your faithful companions, the small floating libraries of knowledge, the angels, ever ready to serve your ghosts, are light focused into a physical form. It could also explain why the hive brew deep in the bowels of Luna were siphoning light from a shard of the traveler. They would only do so if they had something to gain from it. Weakening the traveler is obvious, but could they know more about the true nature of this energy? Maybe Ulan-Tan is wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. The ideas of light and dark and good and evil, the philosophy of dualism, maybe it's all a wash. But the what if? The need to know the unknowable, the desire to strike a claim in mystery. Is that not a cause worthy of pursuit? So I'll ask again, what is the light?